Hello everyone and welcome back to First Look. It's episode 8, and as you can tell by the artwork, we are looking at the G.I. Joe Cobra Island figures. So let's take a look. At the top, got all the numbers here, and if I'm not mistaken, I had to go through these a little bit because I know it's hard to remember sometimes. These are all the Cobra Island exclusives, and specifically, on this episode, we are taking a look at Alvin Breaker Kibbey with the Ram Cycle. So this is a very cool figure. This is the latest get, just like on every episode of First Look. We're just taking a look at the figures inside their package and kind of giving you a first look at it if you have it on pre-order, if you're on the fence of buying it, or it's on the way, whatever. This is just kind of a video where you can kind of take a look and see what you're getting or what you would get. Awesome face sculpt, and I like it for a variety of reasons, mostly because it looks like my cousin. So a shout out to my cousin Pete. The sculpt almost looks identical to him, and I find that hysterical. So comes with his helmet with the shades, which is cool. As you can see on the artwork there, does not look like that per se, but I am loving on this because it just reminds me of my cool cousin, and appreciate the sculpt that actually looks like him. So another reason to like it. I was on the fence of getting this when I missed the first pre-order, but because all these are raising in prices, as you know, the plastics is raising in price, making the figures raise in price by default. But this is very cool. The Ram Cycle is awesome. Love the colors, classic Joe looking colors. Has the new Joe logos, got the United States flag on the back, a couple decals there, Gatling gun which mounts to it with the toolbox, I believe, or cover. So that's very cool. You got the Cobra Island logo. The artwork, as we were showing, with all the rest of them, and this is pretty neat here. It's got a huge map, Cobra Island, like all the other Cobra Island figures. And we're going to take a look at, in comparison to the Baroness, this is the back of the Baroness's Cobra Island, and very cool. It's got different locations outlined, so that is pretty neat. They just didn't recycle the box with kind of different artwork. They gave you different locations, so very cool. And as we take a look, size-wise compares, same size box as the Baroness. Not really a fan of the cartoony look of the Baroness cycle. Sometimes you can have a little too much red. In fact, a lot of the highlights just gives me a Renegades vibe. From that line. As you can see, I wanted to do a little comparison as we're looking at other figures besides Breaker. Because I didn't like the highlights, I took my Baroness from the other one I had and I just colored it black, and I just like it a whole lot better. I think it reminds me, harkens back to the old school figure. I mean, I think you might be able to see some of the highlights a little better. I just like the all black look, and you can still kind of see the texture in there. I don't know if it's supposed to be like the armor chainmail kind of deal, but I just like it a whole lot better with the black highlights colored in. And that's obviously, if you're painting your figures like I do sometimes, you kind of get that look. As you can see, the other one I have out from the Cobra Island is the Cobra Trooper, as we'll take a look in the box. But I just felt like the Baroness, very cool figure. And as you can see, if you wanted to kind of customize it yourself, I took Uzis from the Marvel Legends Domino movie, Domino, painted them up, left the blade silver because the rest of the Uzi was kind of silver, and that's kind of Baroness's weapons too. Now I am digging the kind of snake-like silver whip. I think a lot of the stuff kind of sticks out maybe a little too much. The dagger's cool, although I wish they would have painted that silver. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. This was a very hard to get figure for a long time for those of us who missed out the first go around. So I'm not complaining by any means. I just wanted to kind of customize my own with my extra one, and that's what I did. So, and as you could see, as I was taking a look at the Cobra Trooper, another hard to get one for a long time before they re-released a lot of them. This was a Smashbox one, and I will say, having the luxury of getting a box smash version made me open this one as one of the, I think the first one I opened. And this is just incredible, from the accessories with the knife and the sheath and just everything about it, just very cool. It's one of the things that you basically look at these new Joe Classified figures in this recent years that they've made, and they're just incredible detail to these things. Very cool. And we'll take a look at a couple other loose ones after I go through the line as quick as I can. This is my Beachhead, which I believe this is one of the early ones. Can't tell enough. I believe this is a blue-eyed version. If you can kind of see the hue from this, maybe a little close. I don't know if that's a more rare of the two, the dark eye, which I believe is based off the cartoon. So I have a blue-eyed version. I just don't know which one is rare, but all of his weapons are strangely all green. Now, I don't know in the original Beachhead if that was the case. A little strange when you think about it for realistic purposes. Still Beachhead, one of my favorite characters. Not going to complain about anything when he looks that good. This is the Cobra Island Roadblock, which a lot of people dubbed Heavy Duty because of his look closer to Heavy Duty than the classic look. He is not in this package. Obviously, I did some customizing, and what happened there is I took the custom, and at one point in time, this was a custom original Roadblock. As you can see, he still is the Cobra Island version, which is black camo. I kind of like that a lot. As he loses his sunglasses here. Might not be able to get that back in a second. But with the release of the third Roadblock, and he is not a member of Cobra Island, but we're going to take a look at him anyways because it ties into the Cobra Island. He is just too cool of a figure, and this was an Amazon exclusive, so he's not Cobra Island, obviously. But that led me to change my custom Roadblock here into a They Live Frank, which he keeps trying to lose his sunglasses. So Frank from They Live, causing a lot of problems. But before we look at some of the other Cobra Islands, I'm gonna use the now dubbed Frank from They Live Roadblock, whose glasses will never stay on now that I'm filming, of course. And we're going to compare him size-wise, finally, to something, if you guys are interested in kind of adding some figures, Sgt Slaughter. So Slaughter, now obviously realistically we're looking at the Cobra Island Roadblock with the regular head. And how the Mattel basic, I believe 86, Sgt Slaughter lines up. Now this is a Slaughter that I customized, gave him a little bit of hair, and I don't believe this one had the whistle. That was maybe from his Elite Legends, but I gave him the baton, which was a customized baton from a Mockingbird, which I almost used as a alternate Baroness head when I was going to make my own. And he sizes pretty well against the Joes. I mean, if you look at it, obviously he's a little bit bigger than a Cobra Soldier, but in the cartoon, Slaughter was noticeably larger, so I would put him scale-wise with a Roadblock, for example. And Slaughter's not too bad if you put him next to the Baroness. I mean, he is noticeably bigger than her, but so is Slaughter in general, so... Just a shout out, I mean, I know there's the Volaverse Action Force, Sgt Slaughter, who he signed with. I don't know, I'm just not digging that one. I love this look because it's cartoon friendly, except for maybe the hat might be a little bit more brown in the cartoon. I just like it. So it's an idea for anybody who wants a Slaughter. We'll kind of move out Frank from They Live, that used to be Roadblock, and we'll take out one of the other newer figures. Now this is missing Barbecue, who is also a Target exclusive, who should be my next first look Joe-wise when I get it. But we'll take a look real quick at some of the other ones from the line. We have, if he'll stand up, we got Firefly. I don't know if this is a specific one that I outraced a very loudmouth, belligerent fat dude for in a Target, who greedily was trying to get his extra ones and then proceeded to chew me out trying to ignite a fight. and he almost got what he got, but he got the hell out of there in time. So that might be that version, but I do have two, so one to open. So unfortunately, I didn't know that was going to happen at the time. So there it is, Firefly. We got the Viper, who was got in stores. I think one online. So got a couple doubles of some of these. Eventually, I might part with them because I think I'm gonna open most of these. That's way too many ninjas. So if you need a ninja, anyone out there, I have some that I would be willing to sell. I have close to the whole collection. I may part with at some point too. If you're wondering about these cards and such, figuring what Hasbro has done with the Star Wars, I think they're going to do some retro cards eventually at some point, especially with the Joe anniversary. So I would say that's possible. So they might be retaining value, but if I was you, especially seeing how they re-released a bunch off Target and the stuff, I think you got lucky if you parted with some of these for big time prices. It's not really my deal. Mine is always a long game, and sometimes that bites me in the behind anyways, but I'm not like getting them. A lot of times I get them because I enjoy them, but sometimes you end up with a couple too many, and that's just the way it goes. But this is a cool line. All the Cobra Island, as you can see with the logos on them, very cool figures. Detail is awesome, and just the line is, in general, the G.I. Joe Classified line, not just the Cobra Island exclusives with Target. Just very cool and very cool detailed figures. So just to put these all back, my good friend Firefly is falling like he is. Put all these back in here. Smaller boxes. We'll go back one more time to Breaker. Put Baroness up there. Before putting her off to the side. And then one last look at Breaker. So if you're on the fence on some of these, they're made to breathe. I mean, I know I'm showing you that, but I have a couple I showed you loose. You got to open these things up. The weapons, the detail on these figures, just everything about these Joes are awesome. And just don't worry about it. Like, hey, I got to have one open, or I got to have one unopened or something. I can almost guarantee you at some point in time they're going to do these on the classic retro cards. I would be very shocked if they didn't. So I wouldn't worry about that, especially if you really want to open these. This is just an incredible line, and I highly recommend it. And I highly recommend a Breaker, who is definitely a lot better than I thought. So there it is, folks. So if you have any questions or comments, whatever, drop them down there. Please like this video, subscribe if you enjoyed it. Just trying to keep these first looks going as I get new product. I'm going to show it to you guys so you can kind of take a look and see for yourself if you're on the fence on something. And there it is. Joe's are rocking the world right now of Army toys, so I definitely highly recommend them. And barbecue is next, and I know there's a couple other deluxe, and we did a video on the Snake Eyes and Timber, obviously. And any more to Joe's that come through, we'll definitely do a video on them. So appreciate you all watching, and we'll see you guys next time.